You're welcome back. You're still watching TVC Breakfast. Now, in what appears to be a significant political shift, several parties have agreed to collaborate under a single platform, making a strategic realignment in the country's political landscape. The coalition says its mission is to rescue Nigeria from worsening economic conditions, insecurity, and what it calls years of failed leadership. While the final structure of the alliance is still taking shape, supporters believe it could offer a strong, unified alternative in the upcoming elections. Critics, however, argue the opposition still lacks the strength to truly rival the APC. Joining us via Zoom from the United States of America is a convener, Social Rehabilitation Grace and Support Initiative, Dr. Marindoti. Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing? How is it going over there?
Nice to be with you.
Same here. Really great to be with you.
Even though you murdered my name though, but
I'm good. Nice to be with you this morning. But let us start with what is happening with the coalition. We've seen so many stories, that have come up in the news. We've seen that right now there's a little bit of conflict. People are wondering who is going to be president, who is going to be vice. We've seen a lot of people come out. We've seen Wike also come out and say these people are coming together because of their stomach infrastructure. They have nothing good to offer, and they're just coming because they want to unseat the president. But what do you make of this whole coalition? Do you think they're strong enough? Do you think that they are going to stand the test of time, or before 2027 they may vanish?
Thank you for that question. I don't want to sound like there's any hubris in what I'm saying, but we don't have a coalition yet. They are just an archipelago of floating politicians trying to form a continent to see if they can use that to foster their individual ambitions. And it will still be, up to time to see how it goes. I always said this, that if the opposition want to succeed, they need to learn the virtues of a Milokan. And a lot of people, when they, heard that interview, that speech 3 years ago, they thought it was about entitlement. But in Milokan, the title of that speech was sacrifice. You see, they don't want to sacrifice. It's like they are trying to build a house from the roof. They don't have the grassroots, everything. The thing that made APC was organic was, it started from the root. They were governors and everything. They have not even convinced any elected member to come into their fold. But, me being President Tinubu's supporter, strategically, I don't think the opposition should be his own concern. And I think the fact that this opposition is even, trying to gather cloud, I think it might be the best thing that will happen for President Tinubu's re-election. And I will try to give a little bit of a history to buttress my point. So when President removed subsidy, even before he unified the exchange rates, I wrote an article 4 days after that issue on protectionism of food. Well, February 2024, the president said Nigerians should extricate themselves and there was not going to be importation of food. And then when there was the hunger strike in August of last year, the president allowed food to come in. And right now, we see price of rice has crashed by 50%. Price of beans has crashed by 50%. So we are moving in a positive direction. While we should credit the president for the intellectual mobility, we can also criticize him for being Johnny-come-lately. And that is why my own focus is for what the president needs. Because we know the truth that Nigerians are hungry. And they are blaming the president for it. And during the last election, I sang the song for the president. So I have another song for him right now. That the nations are waiting. Nigerians are hungry, yo. The people are in need of bread. They will show their grievance to the ones who have starved them. Oh. They will come out and vote. There will be many. Oh.
So I'd like to be in the studio when you actually record that.
I love that.
I would like to be in the studio when you do that.
A copy of it. Yoruba people say, "Ogun asotele okay, paro to bagbon." That is, a foretold word will not kill a cripple because he will run away.
All right.
These people are a bunch of opportunistic infections trying to infect, body, mind, and soul of Nigerians.
Okay, it is said that if you are in a competition, the worst mistake you can ever make is to underestimate your opponent. Taking that into consideration, we are looking at a coalition that is made up of some political heavyweights, so to say. All of them have run election. Most of them have run election and won. That means they have structures, they have followers and all that. It's still early days. With all this, do you still believe that they will not bite when the time comes?
No, I believe they are trying to pack a sucker punch. You are right about this. There are men from last time trying to live on past time glory, right? But yes, what they are looking for is to exploit. That's why I call them opportunistic infections. They want to exploit the anger of Nigerians, the anger that Nigerians feel, and that's why you see they don't really have any problem. All these politicians that you have mentioned, maybe a few of them will win election in their, the election that they ran before. Right now, I don't think Peter Obi will win against Governor Professor Oludare right now in Anambra. You see, but they definitely do pack a punch, and that's why I was saying that it might be the best thing for the president, because what he needs to do is to deliver for the people, and the delivery for the people is going to be long term. It's going to be long term. So, but what they are complaining about right now is that we are hungry, and you have to give them food. You are very right. That's why I said I don't want to put any form of hubris in this.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. Are you with me?
Yes. Yes, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Okay, yeah.
Marindoti.
That's why I said I don't want to put any form of hubris in this, because if you look at some of the president's spokesperson from Red Normal Creed or another, sometimes when they communicate, they are more combative, which does not convert people, and we need to convert people by delivering, by making sure that this trend of food going down will continue, by making sure that people can bring in cars, and so that the transportation costs will come down based on supply. The only way you can bring rent prices down is to supply more houses. So allow cement to come in to compete with Dangote cement. Bua told us the reason cement is expensive is because of the dollar. So that is fine. It shows that the dollar price right now has protected this market. So remove the 55% import duty and let us see if the price will stay at what it is or it will come down. And let us continue opening up this economy. There are sound economic principles for this that we cannot even be talking right now, because it might be too highfalutin. The president has liberalized the foreign exchange market. The Nigerians blame him for the hardship they are feeling right now. If he continues and he liberalizes he has done the monetary part, he does the fiscal part by removing all these punitive import duties, then the economy will grow. And this is not me saying it alone. I'm pretty sure the chairman of President's Tax Reform, Taiwo Oyedele, also agrees with me, because he has made some comments about these things before. The last one was in December last year, where he said that our imports to GDP ratio is less than that of South Africa and Ethiopia. That when they tell you that we are importing too much, it is a lie. And the reason why they used to say that was because the elites were trying to keep the dollar from themselves. So they want to blackmail us so that we don't import anything, as if we are broke. We don't have anything. We have just one pot. So we need to open up and allow the people to breathe. Let the poor breathe. That was what the president said. Absolutely. So if he continues on this, what's called reform, these people that are trying to look for the opportunity to exploit the pain that Nigerians are feeling, they will not have a landing ground, because a lot of the pain would have come down significantly, and it will still come down even more over the long term. You see, Nigeria was in an economic state that is like that of my friend Udeme that drank too much beer. When he started drinking beer, the good feeling came first. He was feeling high, he was feeling nice. The bad feeling came last. Now that my friend is drunk, what should he do? He should stop drinking beer. When he stops drinking beer, what will happen? The bad feeling will come first, but the good feeling will come last. So we are in the bad feeling of stopping to drink that beer now, like my friend Udeme did. So the good feeling will come eventually, but the president needs to stay in office to continue these reforms so that the Nigerian people can benefit from it. And I believe this dollar thing is the reason why a lot of them are even crying. I have said this thing before, it's difficult to explain it, that it is the rich men that are feeling the pain of this unification of exchange rates the more, because they are the ones flying the private jets. They are the ones, spending money buying diesel for their Meccano generators and everything. So what the president has done is to stop using the resources that should put food in the stomach of children and to put education in their mind and put good hospitals. He has stopped using that money to subsidize that was hitherto being used to subsidize the lifestyle of the rich. He has stopped doing that. So now the government has that money that they can now use to spend in those things like road, education, schools. That is the reason why all of them are crying. Because they see that their money that they have is going at a faster rate.
Marindoti, for that wonderful answer. Thank you so much. You're very passionate. I couldn't have said it better myself. It's important that we do not allow our pain, allow us to be politically vulnerable and to be exploited by people who want to exploit the pain of Nigerians. But there's this sentiment online and indeed generally that this is a case of old wine in new wineskins. A lot of people are saying that this coalition is a group of people who have failed to deliver when they were in power, and so why should we vote them in? But my question to you this morning is, what is missing from the current political conversation that from your vantage point you think the coalition should urgently include in their conversation if they want to reflect the voice of everyday Nigerians and win Nigerians over? I guess what I'm asking is, what is their unique selling point?
They have none, really. They have none. I saw an interview where an anchor interviewed Bo yesterday, and he asked him, "What do you want? What have you identified to be the problem of electricity?" And he said, "Bad leadership." I mean, come on, just so unintelligent. So when you look at these things, these guys are trying to hoodwink and play on people's sentiments. And like you said, social media, it is something that we really need to regulate. Because, there are stories that I can tell you about my experience trying to campaign for President Tinubu on social media, whereby platforms that will portray themselves as, neutral to the people, you will send them your videos, they will reject it. And then you will send it to another platform, they are posting. This thing is essentially election interference, and I think we need to get rid of it. But like you said, social media is a place where you see more of, logic is what we are both talking about right now. But logic is just one part of human nature. There's also impulse, there's passion, there's emotion, which often is a very stronger, what's called means of convincing someone. So this is what these guys are trying to exploit. They don't. I would always tell people that the reason I've always been a fan and supporter of President Tinubu from even before I was an adult. But I wanted to give Peter Obi a listening ear. But when he said it in Lagos Business School, that he was not going to unify the exchange rate, I knew that I must do everything to make sure this man does not get to this place. Because that is how they have been, in fact, stealing our money legally. Think about it. The greatest kleptocrat of this Fourth Republic, at least, let's exclude Abacha because we don't know his numbers, was Desiani. EFCC accused him of stealing $2.5 billion. But we were using $1.5 billion to float the exchange rate. Whose pockets were those $1.5 billion going through? The elite, the rich. So why are we even chasing Dangote when we are by ourselves with our own hands? When we are not spendthrift, wasting $1.5 billion. We don't print dollars, though. Remember, we earn it from the crude oil that we sell that belongs to you and me. And then 1.5 billion every month will just dole it out. EFCC should even go and arrest the people that used to do that for dollar violation or dollar mutilation, because it is just so profligate, and it is the way that it is the reason why everybody is suffering. Our commonwealth is being taken by a few. Even you guys in the studio, you are above you are in the top 5% of Nigerians. You don't have access to that official exchange rate.
That's right.
That is why you could see how much the 800 duplexes from Emefiele.
Dr. Marindoti, to put it in proper...
I'm listening to you. I heard someone.
Yeah, to put it in the proper perspective, I understand the Design Madweke probably, kind of running away from trial, so we can't just categorically say she's guilty of all of those accusations or allegations. But then, talking about politics of things, we know that Vice President Atiku Abubakar, of course, a member of the ADC, Peter Obi is saying that, yes, I'm also running for president, as well as former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, and about 7 of them saying that we are running for this same position. And there is this concept of zoning of presidency. Now it is the time of the South, so they say, in the political landscape. Atiku is from the North. The bung with their chances in 2023, according to political analysts like yours, that probably they could have won and beaten President Bola Ahmed Tinubu hands down. Now, is it possible that Atiku can say, yes, I'm running for president? That means the power will move into the North. And then if Obi is saying that it is my turn, then I'm not sure whether Atiku's supporters will vote Obi as the president. So my question is, how significant do you consider this power rotation as a barrier to this coalition process? And could it face political backlash if it disrupts the unwritten code, so to speak?
You know, personally, from my own personal opinion, I don't even believe in zoning. You know, I believe the best person should do it. But I will not act naive like the zoning does not exist. It exists and it's valid. And that is how we operate. And that is why I said we don't have a coalition. They are an archipelago of floating politicians. They are trying to link themselves together. I can bet maybe a good chunk of my salary that come 2027, Atiku will be on the ticket and Peter Obi will be on the ticket. That's why you see Peter Obi went for the ADC, but he said he's still in Labour. Atiku has the camp. Let us see how it, you know, how it plays. You know, we have a saying in Ondos, in Akure, that Atiku Kotolong was a president. Tatiko Batiku, I alone was a president. He is a perennial presidential candidate. He is going to keep on running for as long as his breath will allow him. So let him keep on running.
It is within his right.
Problem is going to have this.
Within his right to run for president. You agree, yeah?
It is within his right, and we don't begrudge it. We just say it. We don't begrudge it. It's within his right to run for the president. That's why I said I don't even believe in the zoning. The only thing is that, I mean, at almost 80, what does he have to offer? Trust me, if these candidates should come out and support the unification of exchange rates and removal of what's it called? Subsidy, I will start considering them, because as you know, since President Tinubu came into office, I have been fighting on food, right? So I have my own criticism for President Tinubu. If they can just come out and say, yes, this is the right thing, then you will know that they are honest with Nigerians. But when they keep trying to exploit the pain that Nigerians are feeling right now, just so that they can further their own political, fortune, then they are just lying to Nigerians. They are just lying to Nigerians, and there is no sincerity in what they are saying. And that is why I am still saying that food thing. You know, you can bear my witness. I have been saying this because we cannot have temporary pay in 2027. I have already started campaign for the president in my own state. My motto for him is onward, forward, and progress. But we cannot have temporary pay in 2027. So we need to fix food. He has done a little bit. He has not done enough. And Brandy told me almost doesn't count. And everybody knows this. So we need to continue this reform in this fiscal side so that Nigerians can at least eat food. The benefit is not the price of rice coming down. The benefit is the growth that will come in our economy. But we need to remove all those niggling pains because, like they said, import duty is substitution devaluation. The moment the president took the bold step to devalue, he needed to remove the import duty so that it will not be a double layer of punishment. We cannot have Nigerian children hungry and we are charging 70% import duty on flour. We cannot have Nigerian children hungry and we are charging 70% import duty on rice and saying it's only the big men who have a machine that can bring it in. So Monica cannot go to Benin Republic and buy one bag of rice and sell it in Congos and Derica to our customers that want to just buy maybe a few cups and cook for their family. We cannot be doing that. So we need to let the poor breathe. Don't suffocate them. And then Nigerian people will give the president the leeway. Nigerian people can be converted. We started from 34%. Nigerian people can be converted with very strong persuasive arguments and delivery of results. It is, I am someone who is campaigning for president, and I have people in my group and I know what they are saying, the hardship, everybody is feeling it. So this is not time for psychophancy or hypocrisy. We have to be straight up with ourselves.
Okay.
And like I said, I did this analysis the last time I came here that if Nigerians had been buying rice last year at the same price that they could buy it in Benin Republic, within 2 months they will be saving $800 million, which is the same amount of money that President Tinubu borrowed from IMF to do direct cash transfer.
All right.
So, as a president that is very, smart, he knows that is a better decision. So I hope he is getting further converted to continue on this reform path that has already yielded results.
Yes, all you're asking for is give me tools to work, and we understand and we appreciate that a whole lot. Now, the conversation around the formation of this coalition, the people that make up the coalition, speculations about the future of the coalition and all that is really gaining momentum. You know, as a supporter of President Bola Tinubu, what do you think APC as a party and Mr. President should be doing now, you know, to get, yes, you have told us about all these, remove us from one level of hunger to self-sufficiency and so on. What else are we hoping that you can tell APC and Mr. President to focus on?
Yeah, before we go to what else, let's get distracted. Don't let's get distracted. Yoruba people have said it. They have said it finished. They said a stomach that is hungry cannot stomach another conversation. So if the president wants Nigerians to listen to him, he needs to let them have food. They need to have food. So yes, there is a need for a better communication. I have had this debates and conversations in my own personal, discussion with friends, where they will say, see what Tinubu is doing. When you lay down the facts for them, they shut up because they agree with it. But then you can see it in their eyes that they are still hungry. Yeah. When I gave them the analysis that, okay, Dangote said he got $2.7 billion at the official exchange rate for his refinery, that if 2.7 million of us needed $1,000, which is the same amount, we will get $1 billion less than what Dangote got. All of them kept short because they could see that it does not make sense that you are giving $1 billion essentially to a rich man. And this is definitely not an exact figure because the exchange rate changed over time. Just using that as an analogy. Yeah. So people can get on board with this policy. But when I am doing the best heart surgery for you or the best brain surgery for you, and you are feeling pain, and I'm telling you, can you not see that I am the best surgeon doing the best brain surgery for you? It is not going to work. And the issue of security too, it is something that, yes, maybe we need to fix. And I think, thank God, they have started the restructuring conversation. I think it is also another Johnny come lately situation for the president, because I could remember when they came in 2023, the Passionati, His Royal Majesty Olufalaye, they all went to Abuja and they implored that he started restructuring, but he said he wants to face economy first. Well, the restructuring and the economy are interlinked. The security, if you don't get the multi-level policing, not just states, and you can do it in such a way that state governors and local government chairman cannot give you direct orders to them. They can only mobilize them in case of public safety. You can do all those things, whereby those people these laws are structured that the policing only follow the laws of Nigeria. Mm. So when we can do those things, then the president will be the one that will be even pointing fingers when there's an attack. That what did your local government, what did the police of this town do? Mm. And then they will say, okay, the federal government is now coming to assist in fishing out these guys. And then maybe if they have traveled across state line, then the federal government to come. If they traveled across the state government to come
Dr.
and
Marindoti,
look into it.
Not to cut you short, on the lighter note, we're talking about what unique factor do they have. A lot of people on social media will argue with you. They'll say, allegedly, Peter Obi is the youth favorite. And anywhere he goes, people will follow him. I just want to know, what do you make of this?
No, Peter Obi is a man in his 60s, right? Mm. And I think the age for youth cutoff was about 40. The people are just in despair and they are just confused. And it's not a nice thing to say though. But Peter Obi was able to capture the imagination of the youth, and we have to give that to him. But these are not candidates of the youth. The youth are just looking for anything other than a President Tinubu. And the president made, in my own opinion, a very fatal flaw with some things. One of it was when he chose to let Ajuri go and never replaced him with a young person. And you are still, I know they have some other young guys, but they were not like, the main voices. And you have a country where you have 70% of people below the age of 20. And you need to be able to talk to them in a more respectable manner and not talk to them and not talk down on them. Don't tell them that you don't know economics, you don't know statistics, you don't know facts. Someone is telling you they are ugly, you say they don't know facts. They know they are growling stomach now. They can hear the sounds. They can hear the sound of their children crying at night when they have not eaten food. So we need to find a way to break into this, into the youth fold. But these guys are just trying to hoodwink the youths, and it starts that, you know, we are not, what's it called? We are not doing the right thing. The most important thing to me is that I feel like when it comes to social media, because that is where the youth get their misinformation, which is very rampant. I feel like our you know, legislators need to pass a law to exclude all our political commentary, including the one that we're having right now, from algorithmic push, be it elevation or suppression. If you do that, because that is tantamount to what's it called, election interference.
I wish we could go.
That is tantamount to election
Could go on and on. Quite a fantastic guest, Dr. Oludare Marindoti. Thank you so much for joining us today. We love your input. You know, you're quite vocal, and we'll definitely have you on the show today. Many more days to come. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for today. Thank you.
I appreciate you very much. Thank you. Bye.
So after